Hello everyone, this is Karen with the Bain Group. In this video, we're going to learn how to apply branching logic in Microsoft Forms. Here are the topics we're going to be covering. What is branching logic? Adding branching logic to your form, and then reviewing the form from a user's perspective. So to answer the first bullet point, the branching logic is great to add to the form if you want it to be dynamic or change depending on the answer given to different question. This is a great way to guide your user throughout the form and get a better insight when reviewing analytics report. So I've now switched my screen over to a form that I know I want to apply branching logic to. Before you get started, it's a good idea to make sure all of your questions have been created, and when you're ready, let's go ahead and walk through the steps. Let's begin by selecting on the question for which you want to add branching logic to. Once you select it, go to the bottom right corner and select the ellipses and go to Add Branching. This will now take you to the branching option page, and as you can see, I have more options and settings to select from in question number 1. By default, if I don't update the branching logic, it'll just take my user from question number 1 to question number 2. But if I open up the drop-down list, you can see if my respondent answer yes to the first question, I can direct them to go and branch all the way to question number 5, allowing them to skip question number 2 to 4. But one quick tip to learn, for example, if I scroll all the way to question number 5, you can only branch to a consecutive question rather than a predecessing one. So for an example, if I have 7 questions in my form, which I do, and I add branching to question number 5, it can only branch out to question number 6 and 7 or the end of the form. If I try to branch to a predecessing question, such as number 2, it will break the experience for my respondent by skipping question number 6 and 7, and ultimately having my users go to the end of the form with a submit button. So again, to avoid having that issue or my form breaking for my user, make sure you only branch out to a consecutive question, with your question below the one that you're applying logic to. And if at the end of the day, you don't like any of the branching option that you selected for your form, if you scroll up to the very top and select on the more options or the ellipses, you have the ability to select the reset button, and this will clear out all the branching logic so that you are starting from ground zero. In essence of time, I went ahead and updated my form with all the branching logic that I needed. As you can see for question number 1, if I'm a user that selects yes, it'll take me to question number 2. But if I select no, it'll just leave it and show me the submit button and having me complete out the form. And as you can see with question number 2, if I were to select none, it'll take me directly to question number 7, while all other else will direct me to question number 3. So let's go ahead and see this in action from a user's perspective. If I select on the back button, don't worry, Microsoft Form automatically saves everything. And I select the preview button. You can see right off the bat, I only see question number 1. But if I'm a user and I select yes, you can see that question number 2 appears. And if, for an example, I select any of the values in here, such as the Yukon Gold potato, you can see that question number 3 appears and asking me to drag and drop my values. But on the other hand, we know that if we select none, you can see that question number 3 changes to a different question and is asking me how I can improve our potato options. But once I answer all my values in the form and I hit the submit button, that's it. I don't see the other questions that we previously saw in the backend settings of our form. So with that, I want to thank you again for joining me in this tips and trick video. And if you found this video helpful, please give us a like and hit the subscribe button to be notified, and we'll see you next time.